Brian Pillman.
Brian Pillman.
I just got it was on Twitter the other day. I guess it's been 20 years since Brian Pillman passed away. And back in the day, in our WCW days, you, me, and Brian used to rent those Chevy Lumina vans. And we called ourselves the Comedy Trio, plagued by bad service.
Plagued by bad service?
In every Waffle House or restaurant we went to.
I forgot that. We were plagued by bad service.
That was our trademark.
Yes.
And we traveled around the world together, around the United States. Goddamn, we booked the territory. And if you and me were booking the territory, Pillman was riding shotgun, reading his vocabulary book.
Yes, his power vocabulary books.
Because he's trying to build up,
You always had to drive because Pillman would be in the back lane. He'd be laying in the back reading. I always drove like crap so that you'd like, I'm not letting you drive. And I'm like, good.
You were just, your wheel skills, yours,
worst.
Like Diamond Dallas Page. I don't like Dallas's driving. I didn't like Mick Foley's driving. Kevin Nash, I liked his driving skills. Billy Gunn, safe driver. You scared me.
I'm the worst wheel man in the business.
So, but self-admittedly, so you're cool with it. There's no heat there.
No,
so
I
anyway,
could care
we're
less.
driving down the road, laughing and joking and stuff, and booking the territory. And I can't believe it's been 20 years since that guy has died. And I'll never forget. I want to see if you got any Pillman stories. I'll never forget, man, right before he passed away, we was up there, was it Minnie or somewhere, because we were going to have a pay-per-view. And he'd been in the company for 6 months. I can't remember how long it was. He's kind of wobbling a little bit, carrying his suitcase out of the building. I hadn't worked yet. And I said, man, he don't look so good. Because as tight as we were, back in the day, when I got up to WWF, man, I was kind of doing my own thing at that time. Right. And here comes Brian. He was recovering from his ankle.
Because you were wrestling Savio Vega in his Sears Toughskin pants.
Yeah, no, dude, Savio could work his ass off. Yeah. That's a working son bitch. But, I saw Brian, and then, he ended up passing away. But I was just like, never in a million years that I think that guy would meet his demise that early because, dude, I just figured, first of all, he was a man's man. He was tough as nails. Everybody liked him. I mean, he was some of the guys because, him. I mean, he was out there.
Greatest locker room promo, history to business.
Yeah, well, him and Arn. And so I just figured, man, there's no way the guy's so smart and just intelligent and electric. There's nothing ever going to happen to that guy. And then all of a sudden, we heard he died, and then we're out there and they ring the bell 12 times. I don't think it really hit me or I understood that Brian was gone until they started ringing that damn bell.
Really?
Tolling the bell, whatever. And then it's like, that was a heavy moment. It was on Monday Night Raw. It was like, God dang, the gravity of it all weighed in.
If he can die, that means any of us can.
Yeah, but I'll never forget, man, we when I first got the call to come to WCW from USWA, and from the weekly territory days, when you go to WCW, now you're on a guaranteed contract.
Right.
And so you got a paycheck coming in the mail, like in Memphis, you got paid every Wednesday in Evansville. And we would go.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and we would go to Evansville to the liquor store and cash our checks. And sometimes I was just double digits, and that's after working 6 days.
Yeah.
So it was ridiculous. So
double digits?
Oh yeah, dude.
Ooh.
And because sometimes we, if the territory was down, and we were working 3 to 4 days a week rather than the normal 6. So anyway, I go into Atlanta. I'm the new guy in the territory. I'm at the Atlanta Gold's Gym at the airport.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, I see Pillman across the gym. Dude, Pillman's jacked up.
Yeah.
Of course, he had his waist was like 28 inches, broad shoulders, all jacked up. I said, you could kind of feel the electricity from across the gym. I said, oh, damn, there's Flying Brian.
Yeah.
I'd seen him on television, but when you're in the territories or the grass system and the guys are in the big leagues, you just you see them doing their thing. So I didn't go introduce myself to him, be a marker, something like that. So anyway, sure enough, I start working. I see him here, there. We pass by. We're always cool with each other, but, we got to be kind of friendly. And I'll never forget, we rolled into Dothan, Alabama, television taping. Here comes Brian, and I know him a little bit. And I don't even think we'd worked together yet. And he goes, hey, kid. He goes, we need to come up with a finish. We're a tag team. I said, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, I'm fixing to get a United States title run with Harley Race because that's what Dusty's plans were for me to do. And I told Brian, I said, no, man, I'm going to be the U.S. champion with Harley Race. He goes, no. He goes, we're a tag team. Go talk to Dusty. So I go find Dusty. I say, hey, Dusty, I was just talking to Brian. I said, what's going on? He goes, yeah, baby. He goes, we're going to, I'll save the whole list. And so anyway, we turned into a tag team. And at first, I think they just put us together to get guys over, get over established tag teams.
I think you might be remembering this slightly wrong.
What?
And which I wouldn't. Which look, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I remember that we were riding together, the three of us already, and then me and Pillman wanted to be a tag team, and you were going to get the U.S. title, and then Pillman found out. Yeah.
Okay, but I am right because I did want to be I was going to be the U.S. champion, and you guys want to be a tag team.
You guys we were already good friends.
Okay, so we were all riding together. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's like I always felt like I got to be the odd man out, but it wasn't that. Watts just didn't like me, so I wasn't going to be there much longer. But
that was right. You guys wanted to be a tag team.
Yeah, because we figured we're both smaller, that way we can, because if you're smaller, you got to be in a tag team, I mean, what I never understood was with all the drugs Brian did and drinking, why he didn't just gas up and become 220, 230, 240 and just, because he always felt like that he was, that it was this, which it was his size holding him back because, the big man mentality.
Dude, I always heard his football accolades, throughout my wrestling career. I heard, hey, man, that guy's a badass football player, all this stuff. And I think, okay, I guess he was. And I just knew him as a badass pro wrestler.
Right.
And then we shot the angle where I was going to break into his house with a gun.
Right.
His wife was there and all that. And all of a sudden, I get there, and we're kind of just going through the beats, what we're going to do. And this is pretty cutting edge for 1995.
Oh, really?
There was.
Probably, it was too soon. It was a.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd have done it 4 years later, I'd have been main event money drawing, nothing but business.
Well, it was attention getting for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, but there we were at his house in Cincinnati, or right actually in Kentucky on the border. And, dude, I walked in his basement in a real nice house. And, dude, there was All-America awards just plastered all over the damn basement. And I was like, he had his own tanning bed, the whole setup, and everything was framed real nice. I was like, holy shit, man. The rumors of this guy being a football star weren't bullshit.